Hello everyone, it's Katie here from the Scrappy Sisters, and I am back today with a 12 by 12 layout of a photo of my beautiful nephew and my brother-in-law. I do scrap photos of my nephew a lot, and actually I'm scrapping this one because my sister was a bit behind in her 2016 album, so I'm just helping her finish off a few layouts. So yeah, that's very nice of me. And I am using the Kidaholic Kits June kits to make this particular layout, and we got a stencil in this month's kit, and it's like that kind of coffee cup, you know, stained coffee cup type look. And you can see there I made a little mistake, but because the modelling paste is still, or the texture paste is still wet, it's really easy to scrape it off the page if you've made a mistake. So that's a hot tip. Don't worry so much about making a mistake with modelling paste, because it's really easy to clean while it's still wet. So that was the modelling paste part done, but because it's kind of white on white, I, wanted the modelling paste to stand out a bit, and I don't know, I just felt like doing a bit of mixed media. I don't do mixed media properly very often. I often, do some mist droplets, but I don't usually spray the mist like this, and I certainly don't use this much of it. This little Heidi Swap mist was having a bit of trouble spraying, but we got there in the end. So I'm just using a bit of paper towel to soak up some of that, because I also wanted the texture paste to come through, and I didn't want the mist to dry on the texture paste. I wanted to be able to see a bit of that texture in the background. Got it all over my hands, so just getting the trusty baby wipes out, cleaning that up while we're going. I hope everyone's been well. I've been a little bit absent from our channel because most of you know, if you watch our channel a lot, that I have actually been writing my thesis for the last 6 months, and I've finished. Hallelujah! I handed it in on the 2nd of June. So as the time of me doing this voiceover, I know this video is not going up till July. You won't be seeing it in July, but I'm actually doing the voiceover on the 16th of June. So it's been, about 2 weeks since I've handed in my thesis, and I feel wonderful. I still have 2 more subjects to go for my masters, but I feel like the hard part is done. The thesis is done. The next 2 subjects I think I will be able to manage and cope, and yeah, yay! So sorry. I know you guys are probably not that interested in my thesis. But back to the layout. I decided that because there was so much going on this page, I did want to put some tissue paper as layers just to soften it up a bit and also give it a bit of different texture to the layout. The tissue paper didn't come in the kit. I did grab that from my stash, but I did want to add, just this sort of softness, I suppose, to the layout. I found, because the colours are so bright and it's awesome, it works really well for this photo, but I just wanted, just a bit of softness behind the photo, with all the colour and the brightness and the craziness that's going on with the mixed media and stuff. I was like, okay, I don't want to do too much. I end up probably doing too much anyway, but yeah, I'm happy with how this came together. So I am going to fiddle around quite a lot with the placement and the layers and getting it all right. I don't know, I was doing this layout, it's pretty late at night, you can probably tell from the lighting. I don't have great lighting in my scrap room, and I do use a lamp with a daylight bulb, but it's not kind of shining directly on my my workspace, so I do get some shadows, but anyway, I work with what I've got. And because it was a bit late at night, I've actually been at a conference all day today in the city. I live in Melbourne, and I live in the suburbs of Melbourne. It takes me about an hour to get into the city itself on the train, and so I went in there all day today with my work colleagues. Great conference, but I've come home a bit tired and thought I'd scrap something, and then because I filmed, I thought just do the voiceover and it'll all be finished. So I'm a little tired, and I was a little tired when I was making this layout, and I'm a little tired doing the voiceover, so probably things took me a little longer, and I ummed and ahed about them more than I would normally. Again, if you watch me for a long time, I'm not much of a planner when it comes to scrapbooking. I just kind of go and see where the mood takes me. I don't like to overcomplicate things. I don't like to think about things too much. So yeah, this one I probably thought about a bit too much, and it took me a little bit longer than normal. The video is over 10 minutes long. I don't like to have videos more than 10 minutes long, but it just took me a little bit longer to bring it all together. So I'm adding some of the ephemera that came in this month's kit. I think it was from the U-Rock collection by Coco Vanilla. The big round piece. I feel like it's one of those old school film canisters. I think that's what it is. And we got these really cute, I think they're acrylic words from Feckle Fawn. One says explore and one says adventure. And I really wanted to use one on this layout. And I do end up, the adventure does stay. It doesn't stay quite there where I've placed it now, but it does form part of my title because I just thought it was so cute. And, you know, it kind of, you know, it suits my nephew's in the water with his dad. And yeah, I thought it was, they're going on an adventure. I thought it worked. So I'm just figuring out now, going through sort of bits and pieces that came in the kit. I do a bit, as I said to you before, the adventure stays, but for a while there I thought, oh, maybe I want to use the wood veneer word awesome. I also use that wood veneer little kind of tag that I tuck under the photo. And yeah, because I decided to put the wood veneer stars that kind of come as like a banner almost up in the top right. I know it's a bit weird because there's nothing else really up there, but I just felt like because I've used a piece of pattern paper, not that you can tell because I've missed it all over it, but it is a 12 by 12 piece of pattern paper and it had these details on sort of the two opposite corners. I wanted to do something with that top corner, but I didn't want to do too much. So yeah, I decided to put that banner up there. I'm just putting some washi tape from the washi tape book down and this little ephemera piece which says individual, original, rough and tough, incredibly handsome, limited edition, adventurous, a superhero in disguise, amazing, unforgettable. So, you know, all words that relate to my nephew, maybe my brother-in-law if I'm being generous, but definitely my nephew. And I've got all the thickers and we got an alpha sticker in the kits as well this month, and I'm just trying to figure out what my title is going to be. I know I want to do a little bit, put a little bit more ephemera around on the page, but I also want to figure out the title, and sometimes I like to do the title before I finalize the ephemera, you know, just to kind of title in together, but I still haven't quite figured out my title. So I do grab a couple of other ephemera pieces from the kit. The two little 1-inch circles are from the cut aparts which Deb designs for us each month, and I just cut out those particular 1-inch circles with my circle punch, which is perfect because I find it really hard to freehand cut circles, so it's great that they fit with a 1-inch circle punch. One's a little camera and one's a little arrow. And I'm just adding this little tag which was also part of the cut aparts, or a label I should say, underneath, just, you know, bit of interest. And what am I doing now? I'm clearly looking through the kit. I just keep it to the left of your view there, and I'm thinking. At this point I think I'm thinking of a title, what my title might be. I know I want to use that adventure. I really want to use that adventure because I just think it's so cute. So I'm trying to think of what title could fit, and I do pull out the plastic that the thickers come in just to kind of map out my title. So it is going to be swimming adventure, and then I'm going to add a little more to the title because apparently I didn't think swimming adventure was long enough. And so I do something that I don't often do on my own layouts, but because I knew this layout was for my sister, I start putting down this title that says swimming, or the word swimming, and I know she's going to be so mad at me because it's not straight. So I go to line it up and then I realise that's all well and good if my arrow's straight, but my paper's not straight. So I line the paper up with my craft mat, I line my ruler up, and then I, you know, place my word swimming. So Jess, I hope you're noticing this. Swimming is straight because I used a ruler, and I never use a ruler. And then I want it to be swimming adventure, and I decided I quite like how the overlap looks, but because it's an acrylic piece I haven't really figured out how to adhere it yet. It got a bit lost on that background, so I wanted to mount it onto something, and I decided to create a little banner out of this blue piece that also came in the cut apart sheets that Deb designed. And so I in the end just stick it down with some double-sided tape. I know there's probably a better way to do that, obviously being the scripty font word, you know, the double-sided tape is not all covered by the word, but you can't tell, you can't see, and it sticks it down fine, so we're going with that. I use some Stampin' Up! Dimensionals. They're one of my favourites in terms of giving some bulk to my layouts. I did use a different type of foam dot on the photo, which is a bit higher. I find the Stampin' Up! Dimensionals are not quite as high, which sometimes can be really good. Certainly good for card making, but can be also really good in scrapbooking too. And I like having the two different sort of heights on my layout. And then I decided Swimming Adventure needed something else, so I just used these little alpha stickers to write Swimming Adventure and then with Dad with an exclamation mark, because I don't know, I just felt like Swimming Adventure, it needed something else. So I added the with Dad, and I think that looks cute, and I'm glad I did it. So I am now figuring out, I guess, the final touches of this layout. It's pretty much done. I'm going to stick down this star banner, and I'm going to use my Tombow glue for that, because I was thinking about using double-sided tape similar to what I did with the adventure word, but I just decided that probably because that piece was so big, Tombow glue would be a better option. So I've stuck that down with Tombow, as you can see now, and I'm also just figuring out, I feel like the layout needs something else, so I do go back to the U-Rock sticker sheet we got in the kits and use some of the tiny word stickers. So I use some, like they say, double trouble, that's my boy, go go go, play all day, my boy, happy boy, amazing kid, and so silly. And I thought that worked well, and also because the U-Rock collection is a little bit boy themed, and I'm totally fine with that. And I don't know if you've seen my video on the Kitaholic Kits channel, but I actually did create, I guess, a traditionally more feminine layout. I hate that we refer to collections as masculine or feminine, but a lot of these words say boy, boy, boy. But I did create a layout that didn't have any boys in it. That was a photo of my mum, my sister and I really love how that turned out. So I do think you don't have to be limited by, you know, if you think the collection's a boy collection or a girl collection. Sorry, that's my rant for the day about gender stereotyping. Now, here's the close-ups. You can see them here. I really love how this layout turned out. I hope you're enjoying our videos. I'm glad to be back, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the next one. Alright, have a great day. Bye!